Hey guys, it's GirlGotGame and welcome back to Taisho Alice. I am very excited because we are here to do the wizard's route. Finally, I am so excited. So we're going to jump into the prologue because before when we did the prologue, it was like, don't go into that dark world. It's bad news. And we didn't even have a choice between like the wizard and snow. So I'm thinking something might change in the prologue because of that, but we're gonna find out. Okay. I do have the red thing on, so it's not showing up yet. We'll see. Suddenly you find yourself lost in a world of darkness. Right? I do have that on. I just want to make sure. Hold on. Yeah. This counts as not being read before, apparently. Right? Yep. Ooh, this is exciting. Where am I? I keep walking and walking, but I can't seem to find a single exit. It's so dark, I can't see a thing. I can't even tell how far I've walked or how much time has passed. No matter where you go, the scenery around you remains static and unchanging. It's like the darkness has consumed everything, all sense of direction, even the very concept of time itself. Were you to stand perfectly still and hold your breath, the only sound would be that of your own heartbeat. What am I doing here? Who am I? You can't remember a thing, not even your own name. I can't remember anything. Alone in the dark, fear and loneliness overwhelms you. Hello? Is anyone there? If you're there, say something, please? No one's here. Was I always alone, or did I lose someone along the way? I don't know. I don't know anything. You soon grow tired of walking, but something spurs you forward in spite of yourself. Maybe I'll find something just up ahead. Your morale is in tatters and your legs are threatening to give out, but you press on regardless. Ah! What on earth? Out of nowhere, something seizes you by the leg, threatening to pull you down into its inky depths. No! You struggle with all your might, refusing to let the shadows swallow you up. Stop it! Someone help!
Who are you talking to?
You!
Me? No thanks. I'll pass.
Interesting. Last time you came to our rescue before we even, did anything. This time you're, looking at me super coldly. Kind of snow-like. And, just nah.
You're a selfish, weak, pathetic fool who can't do anything on your own. Why should I help a sad, petty, spoiled creature who has nary a shred of courage nor confidence?
What?
Right now, the darkness is trying to consume you. Do you know why that is? Because you have no self. You don't know who you are, correct? Who are you?
Hello, Mr. Caterpillar.
What's the matter? You can't even remember who you are.
Well... I'm just me!
Good grief. You're completely hopeless. Here, grab hold.
Oh, okay.
We'll make a run for it.
Right. So he helped her in the end, even though he wasn't going to initially.
Oh.
Phew. Do you think we're safe here? Wait, what the... I forgot how out of shape you were. Are you okay?
Do I look okay to you? Not only did you run faster than me, you started dragging me along with you. I was supposed to be saving you, you Nimrod. Didn't anyone ever teach you how to stroke a man's ego?
Oh, right. Wow, you were incredible. I'm so impressed.
Nah, it was nothing. Gah! I see right through you, you snake! I know you expected me to buy your BS wholesale and get a big head about it, but it won't work, because everything you said was so blatantly phony!
I'm sorry, but I do appreciate you playing along.
Huh. You're so damn condescending.
Anyway, thanks for saving me,
It's Alice.
Alice! What a wonderful name! Say, do you know who I am?
What? You think you're famous or something? Not only are you condescending, you're completely self-obsessed. How would I possibly know who you are?
You don't? But back when the darkness attacked, you called me a selfish, weak, pathetic fool who can't do anything on my own and all that. Or were you not talking to me when you said that?
Who knows?
Not only that, but when you asked me, you don't know who you are, correct? You implied that you knew I had amnesia. Doesn't that mean you know more about me than I do?
Yeah, I do.
I knew it!
You're such an airhead. 1 minute your life is in danger, and the next you're practically laughing it off.
Well, yeah, the crisis has been averted.
Ever heard of out of the frying pan and into the fire?
I don't see any fire around here. Besides, I've got you.
You think I'm going to save you? Typical fake feminist. You scream about how you hate gender roles, but the second it's inconvenient for you, you want them back.
Damn. Alice just really knows how to punch you in the gut, doesn't he? No, I don't expect you to save me. But as long as you're around, I have nothing to fear. Oh, and obviously, if you're ever in trouble, I'm happy to help you.
And what if you're in trouble?
I'd certainly appreciate it if you lent a hand.
It always comes back to that, doesn't it?
Anyway, where are we? Do you know?
How about you use your own brain for once instead of constantly relying on other people?
Maybe we're in hell. It's so dark and empty. Very dull. But then again, if it was actually hell, I wouldn't have met you. Aw, that's so sweet.
You have a point. I don't know for sure, but at the very least, this doesn't feel like real life.
If this isn't reality, then perhaps a dream is the next most realistic alternative.
I see what you did there.
Seriously though, I think I'm onto something here. Think about it. In a dream, suddenly the impossible is made possible and anything can happen.
So if this is my dream, does that mean you're just some fictional character my brain created?
Or conversely, maybe you're the fictional character.
Which dreamed it? You or me? Whoever doesn't wake up will disappear. Arisu.
Who's that?
You idiot. I'm tired of not having a name to call you by.
Sounds a lot like your name, though.
No, mine is English style. Yours is Japanese style.
Totally different. Ah, I see.
Now follow me.
Huh? Whoa! Oh, he came for her hand this time instead of her being like, come on, I'll never let you go. He's like, fine, I'm grabbing your hand this time. Hand in hand, you wander through the darkness. Moments earlier, you were overwhelmed with fear, but now the warmth of his hand reassures you. I can't state enough how thrilled I am that this whole thing changed yet again. I'm just very happy. So, where are we going? Thank you for helping me find my way. You're a good person, Alice.
Yeah, I am. I'm the nicest guy I know. Really, I'm due for my Nobel Peace Prize any day now. Too bad I'm plagued by some imbecile who won't leave me alone.
Now we just need to work on your attitude problem. Baby steps. And so the friendly conversation continues. No ground to walk on, no concept of time, no one else in sight. And yet, with Alice at your side, you don't miss any of it. You walk and walk and walk until there appears before you a giant looking glass. Whoa! Sugoi! Is this a crystal? That's funny, I can see my reflection. Is this really me?
Correct. That brainless, ditzy-looking frou-frou girl is you.
Hey, you jumped me this way, so this is all on you.
What are you giggling about? You're freaking me out. Are you that entertained by your own vapid appearance? Typical bimbo doesn't know how to use her brain.
You know, Alice, I'm glad you're here with me.
I beg your pardon.
I have no memory of myself, so I wouldn't have known this was me. But with you around to show me who I am, I'm able to establish myself. Or, rather, myself.
They say recognizing yourself in a mirror is the first stage of self-awareness. It's the first way in which a human being is able to objectively view themselves.
Guess that makes you my mirror.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Do you think this mirror is a gateway to another world?
Passing through the mirror into a different realm. Sounds like a fairy tale.
What do you suppose this world beyond the looking glass is like?
A mirror reflection of this one, obviously.
So they're total opposites like you and me? Yearning to travel to the other side, you reach out to the mirror. And suddenly it radiates a blinding light. Ah! Hello, my tragic boy. So Alice didn't scream in surprise this time, so he was expecting it. When the light fades, the mirror no longer reflects you, but someone else. And only him. Who is he? He's dressed entirely in black, like he's draped in all the world's darkness. You prod the surface of the mirror with your finger, and it ripples like water. Looks like it'll let us through.
Arisu.
What's up?
What are you planning to do?
Escape from this world, obviously.
Why? If this is a dream, then anything you do will be pointless.
Maybe. Or maybe it's a lucid dream and I can control the outcome at will. And if that's the case, I'd like to try and brighten this place up a bit.
You're honestly so self-centered. You don't even know if the person having this dream wants you to do that. Dreams are just that. Dreams. The more enjoyable it is, the sadder you'll be when you wake up.
So you think I should just shrug my shoulders and give up?
Maybe the dreamer would be better off never waking up.
Look, I know I'm just some selfish frou-frou girl like you said, but I want this dream to be so much fun that they wake from it feeling warm and fuzzy. Besides, if I'm literally part of this dream right now, then that means my viewpoint is at least partially the dreamer's too. I mean, think about it. If this is a dream, then you and I share the same consciousness.
Point taken. Knowing you, you can make it happen, Arisu.
Darn right I can! Good point. If she wants to get out of there so bad and she shares a consciousness with the dreamer, on a subconscious level, a little small part wants to wake up. And she's that part. Interesting. Together, you and Alice reach out to the mirror. Then you walk through the glass and jump down into the looking glass world. Oh, that's ominous. Does the opening change? Probably not. But I'll let it play through just in case, because that glomp of black was a little scary. Oh gosh. I can't believe how terrified I am with this, but also excited. I better mind my P's and Q's with this boy. That was a very short new prologue as well. Like, very condensed. But it was interesting. Definitely interesting. I want to know, like, what I don't even know what fairy tale we're going into with this guy, you know? Is it even a fairy tale? It's just like the wizard. But he's wearing a suit now, and I'm like, what does that mean? What is everybody else's role? Who are we gonna see? Who are we not gonna see? What role am I? Where am I living? I have so many questions. I wonder if we learn about the cat at all, too. The cat's kind of part of the wizard. So is the cat still here? What does the cat represent? I never really stopped to think about it. Okay, so nothing changed in there, but I wasn't sure, so I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Okay, guys. Hold my hand like Alice held Eureka's as we jump through here. Whose perspective is this? I have no idea. Probably not Eureka's.
One day, as we were playing yet another game of chess, she said to me,
I still don't know who it is. I'll have to look it up in post, I guess. Is this in reality? Fun fact. When a girl falls in love, it changes her as a person.
she gets all shy.
That, or sometimes she'll get more easily frustrated. Being in love makes you want to do anything and everything for that special person. Even if the whole world is against you, you still want to help them.
Love is blind, as they say.
Tunnel vision comes with the territory, yeah. Naturally, if you're going to turn the world against you, you have to be prepared for the consequences. You have to be strong enough to handle it. But love doesn't make you strong. It just makes you desperate to the point that it changes you.
So basically, you evolve.
Yep.
Sounds like a pawn. If a pawn reaches the opposing side, it can be promoted to a stronger piece.
Right. Keep charging forward and you can turn yourself into a rook, bishop, knight, or even a queen. Man, just starting off with the chess, eh? Just gonna start off with a banger. Nice. This is a story about searching one's soul for the truth. And the protagonist is you. Me? Wait. Whose point of view is this? I don't remember Gray. Who's Gray? Is it me? Is it not me? I haven't had a gray-black border thing before. Okay, so Wolf is back in, like, his wolf outfit, not his cool hoodie thing. Come on, Mr. Huntsman! Are you seriously gonna let him handle it? I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Don't worry, I don't trust him either.
Then what are we doing here?
We don't have a choice. This is our job.
I get that, but like...
Look, just because we can't trust him doesn't mean he's useless to us. He's a wizard, remember?
Hello? Anybody home?
I hear you. The door's open, so come on in.
Okay then, here goes nothing. Sorry for the intrusion.
Oof, boy. This is a new background and a new outfit and... Black Cat Investigations. He's a detective too. Great. Good. Awesome. I love it. Welcome to Black Cat Investigations. Do you need a private eye? Whether it's adultery investigation, appraisal, analysis, or anything else, I'm your... Wait a minute. It's just Ryoshi and Wolf. Well, that's no fun. Gee, sorry we're so boring. To think I bothered bringing you a case at all. Do you have a doll on your fireplace mantle? What's happening over there? Let's get out of here, Wolf.
Okie dokie.
Ah! Wait! At least let me pour you a drink.
I'll take grape juice and a slice of cake.
You drive a hard bargain. That is like some kind of weird doll thing. So, you also have a doll on top of your bookshelf? Okay. So there's like a doll theme. Investigations. What does this mean? What does it mean? I'm trying to guess before we get there, but I don't think I can get it. So, what's the case? You know Eureka Arisu, yeah? I might. Let's just go, Wolf.
Roger Dodger.
Ah! Wait! I know her, okay? I know her! Are you supposed to be the investigator or Ryoshi? Because they're totally doing bad cop, good cop on you right now. We are, of course, speaking of your sweet baby sister and the princess of the Looking Glass world, correct? She ain't that sweet, pal. Okay, well, what about her? There hasn't been some kind of inheritance scandal, has there? I can't... This voice knows when there's scandals about. It will live on. It will never die. I'm happy. I can die happy now. I don't care what else happens with the root. I'm happy. That's not far off. What? Who died? Nobody. Yet. So you're saying there's a possibility that someone will? You guessed it. Show 'em, Wolf.
Righto! Here, take a look.
What's this? Open it. Oh, this again. Okay. I just read the end of that. My eye caught husband and I read the end in a very fast pace. I'm like, wait, what? To Eureka Arisu, on the next full moon, I will take your life. Only one thing will save you. Choose one of the 5 brothers to be your husband. Cinderella, Snow White, Red Riding Hood, Kaguya, or Gretel. Okay. So they're all brothers this time. She's not related to them, but she has to pick one of them to be her husband, otherwise someone will kill her? Okay. I see it's made with cut-out letters. The culprit must have a lot of free time on his hands. That's it. For a blackmail letter, it's quite peculiar. Marry someone or I'll kill you. Usually it's the opposite. Yeah, for sure. It could even be read as an attempt to play Cupid. And so they lived happily ever after. The end.
They shouldn't have to hook up under threat of death. Where's the consent, man?
Hey, Wolf, I salute you for the consent comment. Perhaps our culprit is running out of patience. Sorry, I know this is like a very important thing, but I just, my brain. If you'll indulge me for 1 second. My brain was looking at the wizard's coat for no particular reason. And I was wondering if it was like double-sided, like, is it reversible? Where he just like flips it off and it becomes like his normal cape? Because if so, that's pretty cool. Anyway, yes, you're supposed to marry somebody. Continue.
How come?
Because Lady Arisu has yet to reach a happy ending with someone.
Huh? That makes no sense. Why would the blackmailer want Arisu to get hitched?
Arisu. That's what you want me to find out, correct? Precisely. Incidentally, who's my client? You, Ryoshi. You think I'd hire you? No, probably not. Your client is none other than the princess herself. I figured. Oh, interesting. She wants to hire me. What is she thinking? Beats me. If I knew how her mind worked, I could save us all a lot of hassle. She's not a normal person. Trust me. But she's your sister. That's how I know. So, what's the relationship between her and these 5 brothers? I thought you were supposed to know all about Eureka Arisu. I do, but I want to hear it from you. Just double-checking I have my facts straight, if that makes sense. Cinderella the oldest, Snow White the 2nd son, Red Riding Hood the 3rd son, Kaguya the 4th son, Gretel the 5th son, all of them looking-glass celebrities. Currently they live with my sister at my parents' house, the Arisu estate.
We all live together? Scandalous!
You get it. Ooh, a reverse harem.
What a sausage fest!
Aren't you worried, big brother? Not really. Sundari! I mean, you gotta call a spade, or a tsundere.
The biggest tsundere ever.
Just twing! Right between the eyes.
Ouch! Gah!
I'm not worried. Because she's engaged to every single one of them.
What?
Girl! I mean, I guess if everyone consents...
Do they?
So she's already engaged to all of them. But... So is the letter saying she can't marry all of them? She has to marry only one? Is that what that's... I was not expecting any of this. My brain is going 1,000,000 miles an hour trying to figure out what? Even the game was like, fade to black. I had that same dream again. My name is Eureka Arisu, and I'm 19 years old. I live in a mansion with my 5 handsome fiancés. I mean, if you can't choose. Cinderella the oldest. Snow White the 2nd son. Red Riding Hood the 3rd son. Kaguya the 4th son. And Gretel the youngest. I first met them about 1.5 years ago. At the time, I was living in another country, and I only knew of them through my brother's letters. My brother worked as a hunter in a small rural town I had visited several times previously. The 5 brothers were his patients. Interesting. I remember wanting to run out and meet them straight away,
but we were divided by a vast ocean, so it wasn't that simple. Eventually, after persuading a lot of people and filling out a lot of paperwork, I finally made it to that town from my past. When I first met them, I didn't know how to feel about it. I was both happy and sad at the same time. I was happy to have met them, but I was also sad to have met them. You see, once upon a time, I had a crush. A crush on a boy I had met just once when I was little, and his name was Alice. But he was a light in the darkness, and he helped me find myself. So when I met the 5 brothers, I knew they were probably lost in the darkness just as I had been.
So you decided to marry them?
The brothers were really down on their luck, so I talked to my family and begged them to help. Fortunately, my parents were sympathetic to the brothers' plight. As it turned out, they had already taken measures of their own accord, specifically adoption paperwork. My father asked me if I wanted to bring them into our family. Since I would be living in the same house as the 5 brothers, he wanted to give me the chance to decline. At this, I was slightly disappointed. Surely he wouldn't expect me to decline after coming all the way here. It would make sense if he had given me the final say. Yet the words he used were the chance to decline. In other words, he wasn't fully on board with the idea himself. If I showed him even the tiniest hint of hesitation, he would change his mind and shut the door in their faces. Of course, I didn't resent my parents for this. It was by their grace alone that we were even having this conversation to begin with. But it was then that I understood. Only I could save them. So I looked my father in the eye with steadfast determination. I'm fine with it. First, we proposed our idea to the eldest son, Cinderella. But Cinderella refused. My father and I didn't understand why, because he be that way. Admittedly, perhaps it was unreasonable to expect them to agree to join our family when they barely knew us. They weren't children, after all. They were grown adults with their own agency. That being said, however, they weren't strong enough to live on their own. Internally, I started to panic. I had only just met the brothers, but at this rate, I'd be torn apart from them. Right around then, my brother finally spoke up for the first time, suggesting the brothers look after me as my fiancés. This was Ryoshi's idea? Ryoshi? Huh? I was utterly thrown for a loop. My brother and I had lived apart ever since I was young, so he didn't feel much like family. He didn't seem comfortable around me either, so I never imagined he would try to help me. Later, I would learn that he was trying to help the brothers, not me. Thanks. Apparently, he was closely acquainted with Snow White, who wasn't present at the time. And since Cinderella already trusted my brother a great deal, he agreed to the proposal. Okay, because we didn't have Cinderella and Ryoshi interact before. That's interesting. And so my 5 fiancés and I started our new life together in a mansion my parents owned. I won't sign adoption papers to become your brother, but I will engage myself to you along with my other 4 brothers. Okay, Cinderella, sure. We lived happily ever after. If only that were actually the case. But I need a wizard till the end of the night to help me with this case. While we were now engaged, we still didn't know each other very well, and in the beginning, things were tense. I had heard a lot about them from my brother, but when I actually met them in person, they were nothing like what I expected. Their ages, hobbies, and interests all varied wildly. And now I was expected to share my home with them, so it was kind of a lot. Obviously, I liked them all very much, but I wasn't in love with them. However, if I was going to live with them, then I wanted us all to get along. So I actively reached out to them. I adapted myself to their interests and preferences, all so they would like me. And I took steps to ensure that they would feel comfortable. I wanted to be the one person who understood them most. And for their part, they appeared to like me too. Once I was comfortable in my new home in the countryside, it was time to start thinking about college. Naturally, there weren't a ton of options out here, so I defaulted to the nearest one. Ideally, I would have liked for all 6 of us to attend the same school, but we weren't on the same level, GPA-wise. At first, I wasn't looking forward to college, but once I got settled in, it turned out to be pretty fun. And that was where I met my good friend, Wolf. Wolf was the kind of guy who knew when to stand back and let someone else have the spotlight. If this was a work of fiction, he'd be the protagonist's supportive best friend. It's true. When I told him about my current situation, Wolf carefully positioned himself so he would be able to step in and help me whenever I needed it. What a guy. It was around then that Gretel started calling me sister out of respect. Huh? What do you mean out of respect? We didn't even sign the adoption papers this time. There was no, like, sister thing happening. He just has a sister kink. That's all it is at this point. There's literally no reason for it this time. You're engaged, or... I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. My brother wasn't comfortable with it. I wonder why. But I didn't mind at all. Initially, my parents were worried about us all living together, but they quickly saw that there was nothing to fear. Before long, they had to leave town on a business trip. They weren't eager to leave their only daughter behind, but they knew my brother was around. Besides, they had important jobs to do. While I was willing to drop everything for the sake of someone I cared about, they were not. Worst parents ever. And that's how I ended up living with my 5 fiancés in a mansion in the middle of nowhere. I had everything I needed. I was a healthy, active person, and I was good at household chores. Sure, some people might think it immoral for a young woman to share a roof with a bunch of young men, but our engagement was formally approved by my parents. As far as I was concerned, no one had the right to judge me. I was happy.
Eureka! 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 Eureka!
I swear, if the last one is Gretel saying sister, I'm... Okay, fine. At least you actually used her name. I'll only be half as upset as I was going to be.
Sister Eureka!
The more time we spent together, the more I grew to love them. Not out of pity or charity. I genuinely fell for them. In fact, I was willing to die for them. Maybe that was merely an emotional exaggeration. But my passion was white-hot, burning me from the inside out. I was so sure I knew everything about them. But that was my hubris. While they looked stable at first glance, they were all carrying deep emotional scars that could detonate at the slightest touch. But even then, maybe time, if there was enough of it, could have healed those wounds. Unfortunately, time was one thing they didn't have. One body, one soul. My love could not be divided, and so I would have to choose. Who will you save?